No, no. I was in chorus where I was in the third, fourth grade, but that was it. I I didn't realize, I didn't know that I could really sing until I was much older, and I did karaoke, and that was when I realized, hey, I can sing. And somebody was there when I did karaoke for the first time, and they were in the band, and they were like, "We're looking for a backup singer. You want to join the band?" And that's how I started singing. Yep, Madonna, Like a Virgin. That's what propelled me to stardom. Oh yeah, very much. I wish that I'd gotten more of an education, understood music theory more. I took some classes later once I started writing songs, but if I'd known even how to play the recorder as a kid, I think I would have gone further musically earlier in life. I like the collaboration. Like once I've written a song, I'll bring it to a band member or the whole band, and just watching it come to life is really cool to watch that process, from it to go, from my head to my ears. It filled my heart with emotion. By hearing the musicians play it, it feels really good. It's like you're birthing a baby every time you're presenting a song. Like the Lion King. Ah, yeah. I like to stay local. I would have loved to have had a songwriting session with Alan Toussaint. Man. Anybody that I can harmonize with, that would sound really pretty. There's a lot of really great vocalists in town. And I have a long list, actually. Well, the first records that I really paid attention to were the Beatles albums, because my sister and we had some families that we grew up with, and they had older brothers. And so we would listen to what they were listening to. They would have the room with the black light posters and everything. And I remember that the Let It Be album came with the individual pictures of the four Beatles, and he had that on his wall. And I always, when I think back on those days, I think about that poster on Willie's wall as we walk by his room and interesting smells emanated from from the room, and we're hearing all this music. I thought about that, and I like if I'm listening to music and I close my eyes, I do see certain colors and shapes and stuff. But when I'm writing, I don't really see that. Anytime anybody describes anything, dramatically or just, like very descriptive, and they describe music that way, I'm very interested in that because, I love how music affects different people in different ways. And, even though I don't see it, I love it that other people see it because maybe that'll make me see it eventually. I like the sound of waves. Like, I like being at the beach, or I'll go to the lake sometimes for sunset, and I just love hearing the water as it's, crashing onto the stairs. And at the beach, I love that thunderous, when the water comes in, and yeah, water makes a nice sound. I don't know much about Etta James. I think I'd be interested in seeing something about her. There was recently a biopic about Mahalia Jackson, and I'd like to see that, but I would also like to see a real documentary about her. Just a lot of, especially New Orleans musicians, because the music is just so unique here. Came from Africa, and it's been spreading all over, and all these different influences and stuff. And so it's like, it's kind of a lot of people who discover New Orleans music, and they're like, wow, I want more of it. But there's some people on this planet who have no idea all this incredible stuff that we have going on down here. I won't put it on, the record on, but, it's interesting. Sometimes, like if I'm teaching somebody a song, from my old recordings. I'll listen, and I'll listen to how it's evolved the way I perform it now, because a lot of these songs are over 10 years old, and so I've been performing them for a long time, and so things change in the way I, inflections and things like that. So it's interesting to hear where it came from, and I also like when other people give observations about my music. I put a band together up in DC recently, and the drummer was very complimentary about the two records that I sent, because he loved my drummer, and how he was, you can tell from the first to the second album how much he's learned and how much he's grown. And so it was nice to hear someone else say that, and I was able to give him that compliment. as well. And so that, that feels good. I change my mind all the time about this. It's more like people you learn about and just their importance. Like, Dave Bartholomew, he was such an important, part of what was going on, in the early years of New Orleans music. So I would definitely put him on there. And of course, Alan Toussaint. The other two, I always change my mind about it. A female, an influential female musician would be awesome. Do they have to be dead? But I would put Irma Thomas on there. She's alive and well. And maybe Fats Domino. He was there in the early days of rock and roll. The Architect. It was the first crossover hit. So that's saying something. We're starting to appreciate what we've lost in New Orleans. Sometimes it's a little too late, but I think overall things are starting to get more. The old is becoming more important now because we're losing so many of these icons.
And you just don't stop, put your foot on the rock, girl, when I'm kissing my love. Feel something in my head, When I'm kissing my love, he's such a tender sender, with a sweet when now I can hear the angels.
Cool. Well, I released 2 CDs, and so I'm on record now that when I'm gone, you can go to Spotify and still hear me singing backup for Alan Toussaint. That was probably one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. And playing my Jazz Fest gig under my name. I'm hoping for that one again.